Hello, everyone. Iris Alliston here, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Secrets, where I bring in experts and coaches, consultants, all these top experts out there who are really crushing it in their fields. And they come in this show to talk about their marketing secrets to really help you grow, even start your business, right? Start, grow, and scale your business to another level. As you can see here, I have another awesome guest here, and his name is Justin Morgan. I've known him just for a few months. We've connected via Facebook, and I've been following him here and there, and he is just crushing it online. So I admire him because I know he is known as the automated king, right? See, he's even smiling right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get this show started. And Justin, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Good, good, good. Well, I just want to let you know, thank you so much again for coming on. I know this is amazing, an amazing opportunity for a lot of entrepreneurs out there to get to know more about what you do in your business. So, as you know, this is not scripted, and we're just going to
Right.
go. Can you tell us, for those who are not really familiar with automation, how does that look like in your business, let's say for coaches, consultants, and experts out there?
Yeah, I like to keep automation simple, right? Like it's really at the end of the day, it's anything that allows you to get a result to occur without you being in the picture. So that can be a tool, it can be a person, or having a process in place that allows you to achieve a result without you doing all the work. So when it comes down to it, it's just making sure your business has certain things in place that frees up your time and energy to focus on like what you're good at, right? And that's what I really want people to be able to do is just focus on doing the things that they enjoy doing and that they're good at doing, and allows them to spend more time on the bigger picture in their business.
Absolutely. It's about creating a process that way, like you said, you don't even have to be there all the time. Because as we know, I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't be on social media 24/7. There's just no way, right?
Nope.
So we have to have a system in place, and this is where automation comes in for a lot of experts out there, and they really need to actually use automation if you want to grow and scale your business to the next level, right?
Right.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so for a lot of people who I know and actually help, and my clients and things like that, and the people who follows me are mostly introverted coaches
Okay.
and consultants. As
Okay.
you know, I am one. And I know one of the things that I teach them is, like you said, automation, but at the same time, having the process in place in order for them to, again, to grow their business. So in that sense, in your business though, what does it consist of when it comes to automating your process?
For me, there's a couple ways I attack it. Now, for anyone, right, and this is how I suggest everyone attacks it, and really how I came down to focusing on my business is something called my S.O.S method. All right, so it's like a bare bones way of developing automation in your business. So for me, it was first step was simplifying things. Um, so with like everything, and so it's a bit weird. I'm like high tech and low tech at the same time. So I actually write down a lot of stuff first. So I take the time and I map out my business. So I simplify the picture of it, what I want it to look like, what process I want people to take, what steps I want them to go through. So I actually put it on paper first. Like it's not fancy. Okay. Then the second part is to optimize it. So I take a look at what I've mapped out and I say, hey, like I want to do these things and I don't want to do these things. And so I look at every step and see how can I make things happen. And then on top of that, I take a look and I say, okay, in this step, here's a money step, or here's another money step, or maybe there was a step in here where I could make some money. Some good example would be putting out content, right? So most folks just put out content. I'm always trying to find a balance of my content, but then also trying to find some ways to use some affiliate opportunities to make that free content also paid content, right? So again, I'm leveraging my time and trying to find ways to, again, multiply our revenue. And so after I identify those things, the last part is just to systematize it, right? So that's to take it and put tools and systems behind what I've mapped out. So for me, I always go back to my automation engine. It's like 5-part deal. It's, hey, how can you prospect so I can get information in? How can you engage them after that? Then get them into a sales conversation and then serve them. And ultimately, how can you turn that process around and make it start working for itself? And that's essentially what I do in my business. I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but
Oh no, I love that. Yeah, I love that. And first of all, when you said S.O.S, you got me there because I'm all about acronyms, right? Keeping it simple, like you said. Because I don't know about you, but it's like there are too many terms out there, too many things to remember. So having an acronym for sure is one way to systemize our process and make it simple. And one of the things that you triggered in my memory too is the fact that obviously having a system, having a process, and then having that in place, right? We always have to test and tweak. Am I correct? We always have to test and tweak and see what's working and what's not working, and then eliminate the ones that are not working.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, how do you test and tweak? How do you determine which one is working for you? Is there like a
it comes down to data,
Yeah.
right? And I think this is especially in this coaching space, we get very excited about launching our course or our coaching program, but then when it comes down to it, and nobody feel embarrassed, right? Because I have clients who are like big time, and there's some folks who are like just starting out. And even to have conversations with like big time folks, I'm like, hey, I talked to a client I think a couple weeks ago. I'm like, hey, so what do your numbers look like? And they didn't really have the exact number. It's like, are you tracking it? So I'd even have to remind them, like, hey, I know we want to make emotional decisions about these things, but like, what are the numbers? And so it comes down to having certain things in place, whether it being using the Facebook, pixel realm, or if you understand Google Analytics, again, some of this stuff gets fancy, but having something in place to track your numbers. And I just want to let folks know, like, my suggestion for anybody is to give a quick kind of tidbit is if like your head feels like it's going to explode because someone says you have to track numbers, here's what you need to do. You at least need to search how to set up a Facebook pixel and how to set up a Google code. At least set those things up on a page, let the numbers accumulate, and then you can later find an expert or later find somebody else to at least help you evaluate the numbers. But at least start the practice of setting things up so you can look at numbers. And when you do, start basing decisions off of the numbers and not just off of emotions. Emotions are great, but numbers are even better.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. Really know your numbers, because at the end of the day, that's the data that we need to look at every single day. How are we looking like when it comes to our numbers? Is it low? Is it high? What's working? What's not working? And then eliminate the process. And like you said too, is a lot of what I love what you said is the fact that you have high ticket clients, you also have low ticket clients, or ones who are just starting out. We all go through the same process, the same system, and knowing your numbers is the number one key for every business out there who wants to actually grow their business even faster. And having those things set up, like you said on Facebook, that is one tool that even to this day, I'm surprised that some of the people I talk to, they don't even know how to put their Facebook pixel on their on their website or Shopify or whatever the case may be for them. So really it comes down to learning what it is that needs to be done in your business, and then doing it that way you know exactly how it's going to look like, and then delegating those tasks to people who who knows it even better than you, because we can't do everything. Right? We cannot do everything. So we need to have help. And that's where I am now in my business, is a lot of the stuff I delegate because I don't have time to be doing all these things.
Exactly.
And I don't know about you, but I can only learn so much at the end of the day, right?
No, it's the truth. I mean, it's the truth. And I see your stuff online, and I mean, you're definitely doing the things that you're saying. So it's y'all have examples, right? Like the folks watching me, you have examples. I mean, and it doesn't stop. Just this month, I delegated my video editing out, and it's probably one of the, I can edit video. Like I have the skills to edit video. I've been editing video for years. But I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. And what was cool was when you worry, it's like, I think I'm going to give it to somebody else and it's going to suck. The videos have been actually pretty good. I've been very impressed with the team. I'm very happy with the product I've been putting out. So yeah, good things happen when you delegate stuff. You'll find that. So
Exactly. And that's why where I am too is, teach people, but at the same time also help people who wants to help you out, basically. So yeah. So one more tip or one more marketing secrets before I let you go, Justin. Give me your number one tip that you want to actually help coaches and consultants who are just starting out in their business.
number one tip, folks who are just starting out.
Yeah.
Okay, so outside of mapping it out, because I think I could hammer that home forever, and that's like my big tip. I'm gonna give something that's a little off to the side, and I don't think most really think about. And it's automation related, but it's also just kind of business in general, right? Because automation sometimes becomes this big thing where people are promising 7 figures and all that stuff, and I want to get away from it. Not that those things can happen and that they're possible, but at the end of the day, the whole point is to automate things so you can run an efficient business that works for you, whether it be $100,000 a year or $1 million a year or $1 million a month for that matter. The principles are all the same. So what I want to stress to folks in this time where everybody is trying to do the same thing, because everybody has a course or program and you're trying to find a way to stand out, is serendipity is an amazing thing. So when I say serendipity, I mean, when you start to focus on things like being consistent, principles like getting rid of the things that you should not be doing, when you start showing up and just giving value without expecting things back on a regular basis, when you show up to serve people who you know need your help and you're strategic about it, I'm not saying just give yourself away to everybody, but be strategic about it. It's funny how the world circles back and gives you the results that you're looking for. I think this is too forgotten in all the courses and programs that you find. It sometimes there are just some basic principle things you need to do consistently in terms of offering value. If I was to give one story just real quick, and I won't say names. Some of these folks are big, and I don't want to put all the business out there, but this has actually happened. So there's an event I went to for a few years, and I just volunteered at the event. And so I knew, like, when I went there, and it was kind of just blew me away. And there's a lot of speakers, a lot of folks with money. Like, I was amazed. And so I had this call in my brain. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to make sure I find a way to get in with these people. Now, I don't know how exactly. I'm going to be patient. And it took me a couple years. Like I said, I was going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And it took me a couple years. Again, it wasn't instant. A couple years of patience. And I showed up to the event and I was listening. I was trying to figure out what this person needed. And it was only because I listened to what they needed. Again, it took me some time to figure out what they needed, but I listened long enough to figure out what they needed. And at the event, I started building that thing on my laptop for like, I didn't tell them I was doing it. I just built out a page or two for them just for them to see what I could do. Reached out to them and said, hey, look, I know y'all are working on this thing. I would love to help. Like, just give myself. Because of that, the person at the top called me one day. Like I was like, whoa. I looked at my phone and I said, this is not real. This is like an assistant. It's not really this person. I answered the phone, and lo and behold, it's his voice and everything. I'm like, So because of that, I was able to start meeting with them and then started working with them on some projects. And it's amazing. Again, it's serendipity because I continue doing the right things, continue sticking to the principles, and continue to show up and give value, just like Ires gives value. Showing up, giving value on a consistent basis really is the thing that you all need to do.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that story. It's, it's law of attraction as well. The universe will take care of you. And as a matter of fact, I recently just read a book that was recommended to me that it's called No Giver or something like that. Go
Go
Giver.
Giver?
Yeah, by Bob Berg. Oh gosh, I just butchered that.
Is it
the
Go
book.
Giver or No Giver? Because
Go
that's
Giver.
No
I
Giver.
posted it. No, not no. That's not the right thing. I butchered
I
the
think it's the Go Giver.
Go
I
Giver.
think it's the Go Giver. So I was about to write, like, I'm like, let me just write it down.
I know. It's on my Facebook timeline. I posted it a couple of days ago, a few days ago, and a lot of people were commenting on that. And 90% were telling me that, oh, you're gonna love that book. You're going to, just let me know what you thought about the book. And I'm thinking, okay, then it's a good book. So I read it in, I don't know, maybe like less than 2 hours, an hour and a half.
Okay.
And it's a good book. It
Okay.
really is a good book. And it just goes to show you the more you give, the more good things will come back to you. Now, there is, like you said, if you don't expect anything in return, because a lot of people, they would think like, okay, I'm gonna scratch your back, but I need something in return, right?
Right.
Well, this book
Right.
is not about that. So it just reminded me of what I just read recently, and I love that. I love that story. So thank you so much, Justin. Oh, before you go, can you tell people how to contact with you, how to contact you, and all that stuff?
Certainly. 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 If y'all want more of my content, you want to find out more about how to automate your business, I go even deeper into the SOS method. There's a training I did over at automatewithease.com. So that's automate with ease, EASE.com. Free training. It's no $9.97 pitch at the end. We do say, hey, if you want to connect with us and get on our calendar afterwards, you can. But otherwise, just enjoy the content. Other than that, I'm online. I'm on Facebook. Find me at Justin Morgan over on YouTube, Automation Mastery for Coaches, and I have a podcast on ampodcast.net. So there
Perfect.
you go.
Well, everyone, I'm going to make sure to post Justin's information at the end of this recording. Justin, thank you so much for your time. I know you are a super busy person, so I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Everyone, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
All right.